And now let me show you some recent headlines from Britain. Coal power stations fired up. Customers paid to cut energy use. UK faces worst and longest recession in G7. Prince Harry details physical attack by brother William in new book. Do you see what they're dealing with? A power crisis, a recession, and endless drama in the royal family. And yet, when their national broadcaster, the BBC, chooses to make a documentary, this is the subject they pick. India, the Modi question, that is the title. It talks about India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This documentary has triggered sharp reactions. I'm sure you've heard about it. Many of you asked us to take this up on Vantage, and here we are. Let's begin with an introduction of the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. It was launched in the year 1922 as a mouthpiece of Imperial Britain. It's a public service broadcaster. It runs on taxpayer money and it operates under a royal charter. The last few years have been tough for the BBC. There's a cash crunch, job cuts, and a growing list of controversies. They lied to get an interview, that famous interview with Princess Diana, the one where she talked about her failed marriage to now King Charles. The BBC had to apologize for that interview, for deceiving Diana to get a scoop. And as we speak, the BBC chairman is being investigated. What for? Conflict of interest. Richard Sharp is the BBC chairman. He's said to have helped former Prime Minister Boris Johnson secure a loan worth $900,000. Sharp says there was no quid pro quo. And I won't get into the case. This was just to show you what an illustrious record they've had. Now to the documentary they've done. We haven't seen it, and we don't plan to, but it has made quite a splash. If the idea was to grab eyeballs and to trend, they have succeeded. But at what cost, we ask? The documentary purportedly talks about the 2002 Gujarat riots and implicates the Modi government. He was then Chief Minister of Gujarat, the state of Gujarat, in 2002. This documentary is the BBC's opinion piece. And here are the facts. The Gujarat riots were investigated by a Special Investigation Team, or SIT, appointed by the Supreme Court of India at a time when the Congress party was in power at the centre. Mr. Modi was at the centre of this probe.